Okay, good morning, guys. Um, so, um, a few things here. Where we are, we are on, um, we're on a new topic. Okay, so, um, I'm going to skip the chapter called factors. So, if you guys look at your contents page, so that's kind of the first page of the textbook. There's a chapter one which we've done, chapter two which we've done, chapter three which we've just completed. There's a chapter four called factors, and I'm going to skip that chapter because I would really like to be there with you for that, because there's a few manipulatives and things that we can use for that. So that gets us onto chapter five. Now, chapter five is called applied arithmetic. Applied arithmetic is so I'll write that out, applied arithmetic. So because it's kind of important that you know what you're doing. Arithmetic. Okay, so applied, that means real world. Okay, so how do we actually use the maths we've learned in the real world? Arithmetic, think of that as sums. Sums with no algebra. Okay, so these are kind of the sums that you might do if you're going to a shop, or if you're paying a bill. It's kind of, there's very much, you're actually given all of the numbers, and there's no kind of using X's or Y's. That's really what arithmetic is. Okay, it's just numbers, and can you add, subtract, multiply, and divide these numbers? So it's really, if we go back to the contents page, it's looking at that first chapter called number one, and applied arithmetic is really using the skills we learned in number one. So that's what we'll be doing, and we'll be putting a huge emphasis on percentages. So I'll put up some videos maybe tomorrow, or maybe the day after, next week anyway, about how to work out percentages on your calculator. Now, so unfortunately, there's not much teaching involved in this. So that's kind of a good reason why we're doing it online, because you just need to be able to think about this stuff. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a question, and then you guys will do a question. Then I'll do a question, and you guys will do a question. I'll do a question, you do a question. So I'm going to do question page 76, and I'm going to do question 1, question 3, question 5, and question 7. And I will get you guys to do, Mr. H will do these, and lads, that's you guys, the lads will do on page 76, that's 77 as well, sorry. Page 76 to 77, question 2, question 4, question 6, and question 8. So in order to do question 2, you should probably do question 1. So I'm going to do question 1 for you, so that means you should be able to do question 2 yourselves. That's where we're going with this. So let's jump straight into it. Again, there's no real way I can teach this. It's just, you just have to kind of take out a pen and do it yourselves. Just if you think about it hard enough or long enough, you should be able to understand what's going on. So find the total of this garage bill. So this is question 1, by the way. Question 1, find the total of this garage bill. So 7 litres of oil at 8.30 per litre. 7 at 8.30. That gives us how much money? Well, it is 7. For each litre is 8.30. So 7 multiplied by 8.30 is equal to 58.1. And because this is a money sum, I should really call that 58.10. Okay, because when it comes to money, euros, we always give 2 decimal places. 20 litres of petrol at 1.65. So 20 at 1.65 is equal to, so 20 multiplied by 1.65 equals 33 euro. So I'm multiplying these numbers here. 4 at 35.40 each So 4 multiplied by 35.40. This is basically, can this person use a calculator? 141.60. 3 hours of labor at 21. Well, I don't need a calculator for that. Famous last words. It's going to be 63 euro, I think. And then 4 tires at 74.80. So I'm going to multiply again. 4 multiplied by 74.80 equals 299.20. So that is that's all the sums of money. And then it asks me down here for my total. So the total means, what do you think total would mean? Do you think I'm going to multiply all these numbers together, or add them, or subtract them, or divide them? Yeah, right. Total means you're going to work out how much money you have to spend in total. So we've spent this amount of money, and 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 this amount of money. So we really should add them up to find the total amount of money we spent. So that's going to be 58.10 plus 33 plus 141.60 plus 63 plus 299.20 equals 594.9. I'll put a little plus in there. So the bill for the garage was 594.90, and that's euro. Okay, so that was question 1. Yeah. Yeah. Look, there's no real teaching in this. It's just, if you get that the price of one of them is 830, the price of 7 of them will be 7 multiplied by 830. It's not that big a deal. But it's just something we need to be sure that you guys are able to do. Question 3. So, find the total of this bill from a garden centre. Again, this is going to be the same thing, is it? I think so. There's one or two little things in here we should do it. So let's have a go at it. Okay, so it's 7 multiplied by 930. 5 multiplied by 1440, is it? 4.54 and a half multiplied by 840. And 2 multiplied by 3550. And 800 multiplied by okay, so I'm going to talk about that in a second, but I'll write down the next one. And it is 12 multiplied by 4.55. Now, there's 800 grams of grass seed, and you buy grass seed in 100 gram bags. So we're going to buy, how many of those bags? We're going to buy 8 of those bags. So it's 8 multiplied by 480. So I'll just do that again. We want 800 grams in total. Okay, each 100 gram costs you 480. So we will need 8 of those 480s. So equals, and we're going to again get our total. So it's 7 multiplied by 9.3, which is 6510. 5 multiplied by 14.40, which is 72. Now, 4.5. To get 4.5 in our calculator, we cannot key in 4 and then the fraction button, okay? There's a very special fraction button on our calculator, and it's the shift version of the fraction button. So we go shift fraction, and that gives us boxes that look like this. So I can put the 4 in here and the 1 in there and the 2 in there, and that means 4.5. Okay. Alternatively, you could write 4.5. That's probably the same thing. Okay, so 4.5 there, that's the exactly same thing as 4.5. But I've keyed in the button already, so it's 4, 1, 2, get out a fraction, multiplied by 8.40 equals 37.8. Two multiplied by 35.50. Did I need a calculator for that? Probably not. 8 multiplied by 4.80 equals 38.40. And 12 multiplied by 4.55 is equal to 54.60. So we're just going to add all these things together to get our total. So it's 65.1 plus 72 plus 37.8 plus 71 plus 38.4 plus 54.6, and that gives us 338.9 euro. And that's it. That's question 3 dealt with. Yeah, look, this is very straightforward. A little bit challenging in there because of the 4.5 and because of the 800 grams, and they come in 100 gram batches. Okay. So yeah, look, lads, I'm sure you will be fine with all this. Okay, this is just really just the first day of a new topic. It's ticking the boxes. Okay. So question 5. Right. An electricity bill shows the following. So the present reading is 87642. 87642, and previous is 86971. So how many units were used? Well, if we started counting at 86971, we went up as far as 87642, well, that means that the difference between those is the amount of units we've used. And difference, well, difference is an old-fashioned word for takeaway or subtract. So to find the difference between 87642 and 86971, I subtract those two together. So I go into my calculator, 87642 minus 86971, and the answer is 671. 671 units. So since my last meter reading, I have used 671 units. Now, if each unit costs 21 cents, find the total cost of the units used. So there's something interesting here. 21 cents. You never get a bill in terms of cent. That never happens, okay? So at some stage we're going to have to turn cent into euro. We can do it now, or we can do it at the end. Let's do it now. So 21 cents, that's equal to 0.21 euro. So we have 671 times 0.21, and that gives me 140.91 euro. Okay, that was question 5. Yeah, I don't think there's anything challenging in there, lads, is there? I think that should be fine. Yeah, again, I don't think there's much teaching here. It's more small little things that you might not be aware of, like turning euros into cent and cent into euros. But to be honest with you, look, if you've ever bought anything in a shop, you probably know how to do this question. Okay, so question 7. Okay, question 7 is a real word problem. Miss Heaton received a bill of 130.8. When I'm reading stuff like this, I like to write out the facts. 130.8. So that's in my mind now. Electricity. I don't care that her name was Mrs. Heaton. And this is over 2 months. The bill included a standing charge of £25.50. Please apologise. Sorry, please accept my apology for my terrible handwriting. My handwriting is not the best at normal times, but when I'm writing on a tablet, it's quite slippery. So that's why my writing is particularly bad on this thing. And if each unit of electricity costs 22 cents, again, we'll put that into euro. And that's per unit. Find how many units were used. Okay. Right. So there's one red herring in there that I don't need. I don't need the 2 months. This guy here, that's extraneous information. So they just threw that in to confuse me, because we're talking per bill. So in each bill, it's not per month or anything like that. We don't need to know how long a bill lasts. It's just, that's just there. Okay. They gave us more information than we need. Now, standing charge. We need to talk about that. So this notion here of a standing charge, what does that mean, standing charge? So a standing charge is if Mrs. Heaton used no electricity, so she turned nothing on, she used no electricity, she used 0 units, she would still have to pay £25.50 to her electricity provider, because she's still connected to their network. So they have to do work to get the electricity to her. Even if she doesn't use that electricity, she still has to give them £25.50. Sorry, £25.20. My God. £25.20. You can probably see why I'm making mistakes if you look at the clock on my screen. Okay, so £25.20 is the standing charge. So even if she uses no electricity, she still has to pay £25.20. So if we want to work out the amount of electricity she used, we need to subtract that from the amount of money she gave the electricity provider. So we go 130.80 minus 25.20, and that gives us 130.80 minus 25.20, which is 105.6. So that's the amount of money, that €105.60, that's the amount of money she spent on electricity, on the actual units. So that's got nothing to do with the standing charge. So we need to find out how many units were in 105.60. So how many units fit into 105.60? Well, that sounds like division. So I'm going to divide 105.60. I'm going to divide that by 0.22. And we can do this because this is in euro and this is in euro. I could not divide the cent in the cent price, the 22 cent in. I need to divide in the euro price. So that's a calculator job. 105.60 divided by 0.22, and that gives me 480. Units. So Mrs. Heaton used 480 units in that billing period. Okay, so we're starting to see a little bit of learning to happen. So unless you're doing business, you may not be aware of standing charges, things like that, okay? So for homework today, you guys are going to do question 2, question 4, question 6, and question 8 on pages 76 to 77. Now, I don't need to see your workings, okay? Unless you're really stuck on a question, yeah? There is no need to send me on photographs of this stuff, okay? Because at the back of your book, all the answers are given. So if you end up with something that's not the correct answer, well, then you need to have another go at the question. And if you just cannot get the correct answer, you then let me know, and I will add that particular question to the video the following day. Okay, so you should be looking after your own learning here, right? I cannot check, 20 odd, well, 18 photographs every day. Like that I wouldn't do that in school, so I'm not going to do it at home. But I expect you to check your own answers. And if you're really stuck with a question, let me know and I'll get you sorted. Okay? So I'll see you again tomorrow, which will be Friday. Hey guys, until then,